What's up? I'd like to read you some of the comments on my last video because they're so fucking crazy that... First of all, if you want to think that I'm being paid by the United States government to make these videos, please unsubscribe from me and go the fuck away, because you've lost your fucking mind, okay? You've lost your mind. That is the most ridiculous thing, seriously, the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Yeah, I'm gonna go get into my new Porsche from all the money I made from the government. What the Alright, read it. Ha ha, ha 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 ha, you fat little shithead. Wake up. Are you a little politician's trust fund baby? Does daddy work for Popular Mechanics? Do some research instead of going to the kegger. So is my dad, am I a politician's son, or does my dad work for Popular Mechanics? Pick one insane accusation, please, because I can't handle the mind fuck of being accused of both of these things at the same time. Alright? First of all, you don't know shit about me or anyone that you're talking about. If you're so fucking crazy that you can come on and accuse someone just because they disagree with you of their father working for Popular Mechanics... Yeah, he works for Popular Mechanics. He does that from Glen Eden Cemetery on 8 Mile Road. Yeah, he works for Popular Mechanics. Fuck you. Alright, bro? Fuck you. Do some research. What do you want me to do? Do I have to go back in time and go to, Ground Zero and do this shit myself? What research have you done besides reading the exact same shit I have? Could you please tell me that? I'm accused of not doing research. I watched the Loose Change movie. I watched that movie before I watched or read any of the debunking shit. And I watched and I was like, wow, a lot of this shit makes a lot of sense, man. That's crazy. I never thought of it that way. And then guess what? I read the experts' opinions and shit. And all of a sudden the case of Loose Change falls apart. When you actually read the other side of the argument, it's amazing. It's amazing. You can't listen to one side and ignore the other one and call that research, okay? Alright. Here's this other comment. Chris3325, on a scale from 1 to 10, please rate your level of knowledge on the following: architecture, explosives, material science, physics, and engineering. I'm not an expert in any of those things. Are you? Are the Loose Change people? Because they're not. Am I not allowed to form an opinion because I'm not an expert on any of these things? I guess you're not allowed to form an opinion either. How do most people form an opinion on something they're not an expert on? Well, they read the opinions and facts put forward by experts. And guess what? The experts conclude that the 9/11 truth movement is full of shit. I'm sorry, but you're fucking full of shit. Now, if you just want to say that anyone that disagrees with you or disagrees with your evidence is lying, then why are you even bothering having a conversation? Because obviously I'm lying. You know, obviously they're all lying. Do you realize what you're saying? Think about this, people. This is what you're saying. Okay? You're saying that all the scientists, all the researchers, and all this other shit that disagree with the 9/11 truth movement are in on the conspiracy. Hundreds of thousands of people are being paid by the government to be in on this conspiracy. That I'm being paid by the government to be part of this conspiracy. Are you fucking serious? I think it's possible that South Park's idea is true and that you people are being paid by the government to trick people into think they're better than they are. This is a group of people who couldn't even fake weapons of mass destruction to legitimize their invasion of Iraq. If they're this fucking good, they wouldn't even have needed to do this. They could do anything and get away with anything. They can't hide anything. And you think that all these people are in on this fucking plot? Have you lost your mind? Do you realize how insane that sounds? I'm sorry, but I don't have any respect for someone who thinks something that crazy. I guess Nimbru is coming in 2012 and the lizards and all that shit. Where does it stop? If no evidence can convince you otherwise, then I'm sorry, you're fucked. You know, in your opinion, the speed of towers collapse is well within reason for a catastrophic failure of that type. Based in knowledge or ignorance? Based in fucking knowledge. Based on what the experts have said. The motherfucking huge chunk of building is falling through the air. Concrete and steel beams are not presenting any fucking resistance to that. You have to understand the sheer force involved. This isn't a fucking movie, okay? Buildings don't just go clump, 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 clump. They don't do that, okay? Not when a huge chunk falls off first. It doesn't work that way. You know, is it free fall speed? I've heard first they said it was free fall speed. Then they said it was near free fall speed. Well, which one the fuck is it? Huh? You can't even keep your shit consistent. Also, please list the facts that the truthers are ignoring. All of them? Everything that they say? Let me give you an example of the fact-checking and research that the 9/11, the loose change people did. Okay? In the first cut of loose change, they're trying to present evidence for the airplane being shot down in Pennsylvania, right? And they say, well, we think it was shot down because when it was hit, you know, it exploded in the air, and we know this because they found a chunk of the airplane in a lake that was like 3 miles away or 2 miles away or something. Yeah, they found some wreckage in this lake, but it wasn't 3 or 2 miles away. You want to know how they got that distance? This is the evidence of the 9/11 Truth People's, you know, this is their research. They map quested. They fucking put in a map quest from the fucking road near the field and the lake. Yeah, so I guess they're right if the wreckage came to the ground and then it got in a car and it drove to the lake and then put itself in the lake. This is the level of expertise we're fucking dealing with. I can't take someone seriously that does some shit like that. And that's how simple it is to disprove. It's so simple, it's laughable. You know, and in the video that I linked you people to, I don't remember if it was in the first part or the second part, there's multiple parts of this interview. But first they start talking about how it was a missile, right? That crashed into the building. Well, then when the popular mechanics people proved that it wasn't, they switched it around to saying it was an airplane and that Dick Cheney did a stand-down order to not shoot it down. So which the fuck one was it? Was it a missile or a fucking airplane? You can't even fucking keep your conspiracy theories in line. Was it a fucking missile or was it a fucking airplane? Or do you just change the story whenever someone proves you wrong? Because you need to believe that this was some kind of conspiracy. If these people put all their effort that they put into this bullshit into something real, alright, look, okay, the government is extremely incompetent, and their incompetence helped lead to this attack. Their failure to provide proper security helped lead to this. And then, as politicians and people do, they took advantage of this thing and fucking started the war in Iraq, which is a fucking crime. These people should be put on trial for fucking war crimes. That's what the effort should be put towards if you give a shit, but you don't. You don't give a shit. You want to live in a reality world. You don't give a fuck about these people or what happened. You want to live in a fucking fantasy world. I know I said reality world. Ooh, yeah, Freudian slip. Go fuck yourself. If you actually believe that I am being paid money by the government, you need to go to Walmart right now, okay, and buy a bunch of tinfoil, because you're going to need to make a bunch of hats from the spy satellites and the chemtrails and the CIA beaming thoughts into your mind. You're fucking crazy, okay? You're fucking crazy. I know paranoid schizophrenics that have more logical lines of thoughts than you do, alright? Fuck you. I'm sorry, I just take offense to someone accusing me of being involved in mass murder.